It has been a while since I scheduled this video. I was supposed to do it late in the night, and I said, why should I go live late in the night? What I did was to come up with a recording of Olise and McGahey to Man United, a video that is gonna hit obviously show a lot of love. And here we come to obviously bring you the story of Alejandro Garnacho. In the WhatsApp group, I've gonna hit to see people telling me, Rokani, is it really true that Real Madrid is planning to obviously hold talks with Alejandro Garnacho? Here we come to obviously bring you the latest news and information about it. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Thank you for obviously subscribing to this channel and making us the biggest African United channel. Do you know any other that is big as we are? I don't think so. So let's obviously converge in here and show the love for the side of Man United and everyone who loves the club of Man United. You've gone to obviously get yourself a position that is going to really get you the best of the news of Man United. And we come here in peace to discuss these stories because I know people have different narratives about this, but I know we are going to really come to a certain conclusion. Dan Champion is already there. Gideon Kosgehi, Mkunle Bernard, thank you for watching in through. And obviously, let's get going and let's go eyes. But we thank God for the gift of life, and the Muslims. Ramadan Mubarak. I know it's really a long time to really end the fast, but Allah will reward you for what you people are really gonna be doing in there for you. So let's see close to 300 likes match this video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on the stories that we upload in here on a daily. We are talking Marcus Rashford, Amade Diallo, Bruno Fernandes, and so on and so forth. But let's start it off with Alejandro Garnacho, a man who has gonna hate to show up his potential and is gonna hate to live up to the expectation. And here we come to discuss this young lad. A story was told to us by the Centro. They are based in Real Madrid. They told us that Florentino Perez wants to meet Alejandro Garnacho when he travels to Manchester United on the 17th of April. He wants to sign the winger for Real Madrid and hopes to convince him. Now, sorry about that. This is the story that is going to hit obviously coming through and really putting loads of opinions. People are really furious as to why Real Madrid wants to talk to Alejandro Garnacho, but you cannot really stop them from talking to Garnacho. That is it. And you have to admit that you're really having one of the most teenage talents in the world, and if at all you have one, that means there is no way you are going to come out and really block such things. So they want to talk to Alejandro Garnacho. And why is it on the 17th? On the 17th, that's when the club of Man City is going to be playing into the Champions League. They're going to be playing to the Champions League, and they're going to be playing against Real Madrid. Sorry, Man City. So Man City is going to be hosting them there, and Florentino Perez would like to come into Manchester and really have a talk with Alejandro Garnacho. By the way, it's normal business. I told you that last year when Man United was negotiating a deal of Mason Mount, they started to negotiate that deal way back in March. Like, talking started in January, but meeting Mason Mount, meeting the father, it all started in March. So it's normal that the players you see to it that are going to come to Man United have been contacted, way back, like in March, January, and so on and so forth. So for Garnacho, it's up to him to make a decision whether he wants to stay at the club of Man United or he doesn't, and it's up to him. So I cannot come out and say I'm furious about Real Madrid because they want to obviously sign Garnacho. I'm just excited. Why am I excited? That we are really having a young talent that we all believe he's going to be the next big thing in the world of football, and even big teams like Real Madrid have gone ahead to really ratify that. For me, that excites me that we are having players that Real Madrid are really looking at. When did we last have players that big teams are really looking at? But in this squad of Man United, we are having players that are really, really being looked at by very many big teams. For example, Lisandro Martinez is being looked at by any team in the world, though they know he cannot really leave the club of Man United. And those that have tried to obviously contact his agent, he's clear. The player wants to be at Man United. He believes he's going to win a lot of things at Man United. Diallo is another player that Real Madrid, Barcelona, and very many other teams are looking at. The other one is Kobe Mainoo, young superstar. Every club would love to have a Kobe Mainoo in their midfield. Garnacho, that is the fourth player, Alejandro Garnacho. Every team is looking at Alejandro Garnacho, and his versatility to play onto the right and to the left with the right foot has gone ahead to attract many, because in the modern era, it's very hard to find a player who is right-footed, thriving onto the right attacking side of the midfield. He made his debut through playing on the left attacking side of the midfield, but right now he has shown us that whenever he's playing on the right, Garnacho is something else. That is Alejandro Garnacho for you. So the other player that is young, that we obviously have and has gone ahead to obviously make teams look for him, is none other than Rasmus Højlund. So if a team has Lisandro Martinez, Diallo, Kobe Mainoo, Garnacho, and Rasmus Højlund, the average age of those players is like 20. You get? Because Lisandro Martinez is 25. That is the peak of any player. Diallo is 25. Kobe Mainoo is 18. Garnacho is 19. And Rasmus Højlund is 20. So we are really blessed. Don't be furious about this. Just be excited that you're having a player that big teams are really looking at. And for me, that's what really takes me to the next level. And I'm not afraid to lose Alejandro Garnacho. He's going nowhere. Just sit down, relax and forth, because every player is contacted. But it depends on his stance. It's up to Garnacho to say no or yes. You understand? But the factors that are going to keep Garnacho at Man United are as follows. United signed him in 2020 from Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid is a team that I've never seen, by the way. I've never seen Atletico Madrid sell a player to Real Madrid. Have you ever heard of that? Because these two teams are really very, 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 very rival. The derby in between Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. So, for the 5 years, because they got him from Getafe in 2015, and he spent 5 years at Atletico Madrid, born and bred in Spain, though he now plays for Argentina, that is Alejandro Garnacho. For the 5 years he spent at Atletico Madrid, he knows what it means. And I don't think that he would love to repay Atletico Madrid by going to Real Madrid. That is it. He can play for Barcelona, but an Atletico Madrid player who was there for 5 years and came in throughout Man United, because Manchester United paid £420,000 to sign this young lad. By the time Garnacho was still young, 2020, 4 years back. Now he's like, now Garnacho is 19, meaning that we signed him when he was around 15 years of age, and paying £420,000 for a player who is that age, it shows that he's really of that pure quality. And you know what it means to instill in a player when he was still young, meaning that he knows that Real Madrid are his rivals, and he wouldn't want to obviously come in through and really play a part into a side of Real Madrid. So that's one of the big factors I'm looking at of Alejandro Garnacho, that he cannot go to Real Madrid. Secondly, the coming in through of Ineos. Ineos has gone ahead to come in through and United is going to be run like a football club. We've known that for the past decade, Manchester United has been run like a brand, not a football club. So if it was way back when the Ineos were not here, I think Garnacho would have gone ahead to reach an extent like 2-3 years from now and say, all right, United is going nowhere. There is no plan, and you people are not really doing the needful. So that would have gone ahead to force him to leave the club of Man United. We saw it at Arsenal. They went ahead to lose players like Robin van Persie, Cesc Fabregas, and very many others, because that was the culture of the club, that we have to sell a big player every season to see to it that we're really getting money to pay our debt. That was Arsenal for you. So for me, I don't sell Alejandro Garnacho leaving Manchester United, because Man United has gone ahead to get in people who understand what the game of football is all about. Thirdly, he's playing in the best league in the world. Way back, it was easy for a player to cross from the Premier League to go to the La Liga. You saw it very many times that every player who was playing in the Premier League and was like the best player, he would cross to the La Liga. You remember Nicolas Anelka at Arsenal. You know, he went to Real Madrid. Ruud van Nistelrooy, he went to Real Madrid. David Beckham, Real Madrid. And David Beckham, at a certain point, X was like the face of the Premier League. Thierry Henry, he went to Barcelona. Cesc Fabregas, who went to Barcelona. Eden Hazard, who went to Real Madrid. You're going to hit to see every top player. Torres. I think Torres never left. Suarez, who went to Barcelona. So every player at his peak left. So I don't see the scenario that was painted at Arsenal. Players like Cesc Fabregas even adding £5 million more to enable his move from Arsenal to Barcelona. That is not going to happen in this era, because by that time it was the best league in the world. The creme de la creme of the world could meet there. But right now, the creme de la creme of the world is really assembling in the Premier League, because when you look at the La Liga, I think the only players they have that can get into the best team in the world is Jude Bellingham, I think. Jude Bellingham. Vinicius Jr. Does Barcelona has any player that can get in the best team in the world? Because in the Premier League, you can get Alisson Becker versus Manuel Neuer. One of those can get into that. The best right backs in the world are in the Premier League. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Diallo, Reece James. I rate Reece James highly. The problem is he's always really getting injuries, but I really rate him highly. You get the best left backs, Robertson and Alphonso Alves. Alphonso Alves plays for Bayern Munich and Robertson plays at Liverpool. Central defense, I think Virgil van Dijk and William Saliba, to me, they're the best central defenders in the world right now. No one can beat them. From Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, no one comes close. Talk about the best CDM in the world, it's Rodri. Talk about the best central attacking midfielder in the world, it's Kevin De Bruyne. Talk about the best right attacking midfielder in the world or right forward in the world, it's Mohamed Salah. Talk about the best forward in the world, it's Erling Haaland. So that shows you that the Premier League is going to have to shape up into an organ that is the best in the world. You get? So I don't see anywhere this team of Man United losing Alejandro Garnacho. So meeting him is okay when he comes in through for the return leg when they're playing against Man City. That's okay. But with respect, the agents will meet. But I don't see him convincing this guy to go. A lot is on the table of Garnacho. He's having Erik ten Hag, who was going to have to make him a player he has always dreamed to be. You know, I think the only reason as to why Garnacho can leave Man United is when Ineos parts ways with Erik ten Hag, because we've seen it that very many young players have gone ahead to be affected after the managers have gone ahead to get sacked. The first player to fall a victim was Januzaj. He came in through under David Moyes and he really had a very good debut season. When Louis van Gaal came in through, you saw what happened. The player was thrown under the bus. So after that, Louis van Gaal came in through. He brought in his youngsters, Tyler Blackett, Bostwich. There was a right back, I think he's Uruguayan international. Then there was Rashford, Anton Martial, Jesse Lingard. You understand? So, 5 stars, 5 young stars into the starting 11 of Man United put there. Tyler Blackett was playing in the central defense. Bostwich was playing as a left back. Rashford, a forward. Anton Martial, a forward. Jesse Lingard playing in the midfield. So, after 2 years at Man United, he was sacked. Who of those thrived? Rashford was blowing hot and cold. Lindero, I think when Mourinho came in through, sorry about that. When Mourinho came in through, the player he gave the hugest time was Jesse Lingard, followed by Marcus Rashford. But he brought in Tuanzebe, he brought in McTominay. You know, he bought Paul Pogba and very many others at the club of Man United. So, I hate it when a manager leaves. If Ten Hag leaves, Kobe Mainoo, Alejandro Garnacho, Rasmus Højlund, and other players might suffer. So, I think the only factor that can see this boy leave Man United to go elsewhere is when Ineos sacks the manager, and depends on which manager they bring him through and what is going to be the relationship in between him and the new manager. That's why I'm very, very bitter when it comes to sacking Ten Hag. I believe we can get in a better manager in there for you. But meeting the player is okay. That is going to have to happen several occasions. But I don't see Garnacho leaving the club of Man United. For everyone who thinks that Garnacho is going to leave the club of Man United, I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. So I think we should just be strong. Having an interest in a player, for me, it's okay. It's okay. I don't know why people are really bitter about it, you know? Because even Man United is interested in certain players, should those clubs be bitter at Man United for having interest in their players and talking with their agents? No way. That's the business we are in, and we should embrace it and allow it to flow that way. So, for Garnacho, it's okay. Real Madrid is a very big team, and him being a Spanish player, maybe he supports Real Madrid and he would like to follow into the footsteps of Cristiano Ronaldo, but it's still so early. It's still early business for him because he has not gone ahead to really prove himself right at the club of Man United. Second season for him, he has shown that he can do the job. He's one of those players at Man United that has gone ahead not to miss out onto, I think, a single game. You know, he has been present. He has been playing. All he needs to do is to keep improving and becoming a better player. And July this year, first, he's going to make 20 years of age. That is Garnacho. And to show you the improvement of Alejandro Garnacho this year and how it's going to improve and really show Ten Hag that he's really a very good player. In 2022-2023, Garnacho played 19 games in the Premier League, scored 3 goals and put into assists. Now, this season with 10 games to go, he has gone ahead to play 26 games. 26 games, and Manchester United has gone ahead to play 28, meaning that he missed out on 2 games. Now, out of those 26 games, he has 5 goals and 3 assists in the Premier League. That is Garnacho for you. So, he's really having a very good go into his season in the Champions League. He played 6 games and scored 1 goal. EFL Cup, 2 goals, 2 matches and 1 goal. That is Alejandro Garnacho for you. So, I just feel the best for this boy. He's going nowhere. If you tell me that, where is he going to be in the next 3 years to come? I cannot tell you because I'm not a prophet. I'm not a witch doctor. And no one is tall enough to see the future. You don't know what the future brings. You know? Real Madrid are really having this in their mind that they need to initiate this early enough to get him this player such that when he's going to hit to ripen, then he will really find himself at Real Madrid to follow in the footsteps of Cristiano Ronaldo. But before he does that, he has to first do exactly what Ronaldo did at the club of Man United, to be here for some time, and I think it will really work out the best way. But I think the Premier League is not going to drop off, It's going to be the best league in the world. Do you know why? Look at the competition. We are now shifting from the top 6. We are going to the top 8 or top 10. You're going to find it out that the top 10 teams in the Premier League will be able to compete for the title. And that is it. So it's continuing to be more and more competitive, and that will really keep players like Garnacho at the club of Man United, and they won't really go anywhere, according to me. Now, let's go to Diallo and see what he said after he scored that beautiful goal, that took us to Wembley in the semi-finals to play against Coventry City. He says, yes, I'm fasting. I was fasting on Sunday. It's not easy when you're fasting, but you need to believe in yourself. I fast for God, so I'm very happy to fast. I want to fight for the team if I'm on the pitch. So thanks God for this moment. So he has gone ahead to thank God for that moment. That was really exquisite. But he came out and put out a very lengthy talk about the goal. He said, dream come true. That goal will give me a lot of confidence, and I want to continue like this. I'm very happy. The most important thing is to win this game. I wanted to give it back to Garnacho, but I saw the defender and I have to go my own. It is unbelievable. It is a dream for me to score the last goal for Man United. I want to say thanks to the supporters. It's one of the best games of the season, so we want to continue like this. So he's really excited. I hinted onto one thing, that this is going to add to him and Anthony. Scoring that goal in the dying minutes is going to really build or boost his confidence. And the manager, Erik ten Hag, sorry about that. And the manager, Erik ten Hag, is going to be put in a fix. And him being put in the fix, he'll have to really get on this guy, because he went ahead to gate him one of the biggest wins of the season. Because if we had lost to Liverpool, Manchester United would have been in the news right now. Stories coming out right now would have been Ineos are looking out for a person to replace Erik ten Hag, But because we went ahead to score that goal through Diallo, that is a season changer, We all know that Ten Hag is not going to be sacked. We all know that. He's not going to be sacked. And people are just trying to really make headlines, to really make money. But Ten Hag is not going to be sacked. Ten Hag is here to stay. You understand? Because I've gone ahead to read something today from Sir Jim Ratcliffe. I'm going to come out and really do a video next after this and upload it on this channel, because he has been asked, or he was asked about Ineos and Kylian Mbappe. He said, I'm looking in for the next Kylian Mbappe. I'm looking in for the next Jude Bellingham. Sorry about that. I'm looking in for the next Roy Keane. You understand? That is the new head of football operations at Man United that we are really having. So if you're looking in for that, Ten Hag has already gone ahead to give it to you in players like Kobe Mainoo, because he's the next Bellingham. Garnacho, you can refer to him as the next Mbappe. And Højlund, you can refer to him as the next Haaland. So, and very many other superstars coming in through that are really young. He has orchestrated to you that he can really get young players and trust them to get into your team. Now, why do you sack a manager who is living your dream? So, I think I've never gone ahead to see Pep Guardiola getting young talent into his first team like Ten Hag has gone ahead to do. Arteta has not yet done it. I think it's Alex Ferguson that used to do it, and Arsene Wenger, because at a certain point Sir Alex Ferguson had David Beckham, Paul Scholes, Nicky Butt, Gary Neville, Phil Neville, Paul Scholes, Ryan Giggs, close to 7 players representing from the Academy of Man United. That is Sir Alex Ferguson for you. And at a certain point next season, you'll have to see Kambwala from the academy, Kobe Mainoo from the academy, Garnacho from the academy, then you add on young stars that are going to need to be promoted by the manager. Rasmus Højlund, bought on huge money but still young, Amadi Diallo into the mix. So for him, he might be having 5 or 6 players from the academy and the youngsters that we bought that is going to hit to trust. So for Amad Diallo, it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. I've gone ahead to really believe in players who are really talented. That's why for a player who is talented, I can even put there my hand, because I know that the best right attack midfielder we're having at Man United is Amad Diallo. It's just a matter of time. It was just a matter of time. He came in through, he did all he had to do, and he had to really win. So I'm really okay with this guy, and I'm 100% sure he's going to really get to the team of Man United. Even the starting 11, he's going to get there. That is it. He's going to get the starting 11. That's why I'm really 100% sure that he's really going to make it and really go places. Ten Hag had something to say about this young guy. Let me try to really find what Ten Hag really said about Amad Diallo when he came in and really did that. Where is Ten Hag? Ten Hag has something to say about this young man, you know. So, Ten Hag on Amad Diallo said the following: but smash like button, guys, close to 100 times, and don't forget to subscribe because we want to hit that magic number. Now, Ten Hag on Amad Diallo said, I'm so happy for him. That is one of the players who had huge setbacks this season. He doesn't always get the time he deserves from his training performances, but then he's coming on, shows his contribution, scoring a goal. We know he can do it. So, I've gone ahead to see just a little clips of this guy training at Man United, but he is really of pure quality. Technically gifted player, you know. His awareness is really good. You remember the time he went ahead to track back when they had gone ahead to counter-attack us, and I think stopped Cody Gakpo and really stole that ball from Cody Gakpo, you know. The winner that we score, he presses Elliott, steals that ball from Elliott, passes it into Garnacho. Garnacho makes that run, and after making that run, he passes into Ahmad, and Ahmad does the little kill off. So the mentality of this guy looks elite. He was like, I'm waiting for my time, and the time came in throughout a particular moment where he went ahead to make history. If we ever win this FA Cup, of which I think we can, his name will always be remembered, that he was responsible for taking us to Wembley. That is Amad Diallo. And I know he got a red card, and people will be asking, will he miss out on the game of Coventry City? I think he won't. He'll miss out on the game of Brentford that you're going to be playing on the 30th after the international break. But that is the beauty of having players like him at the club of Man United. Ten Hag also added the following on the young players that he's really having at the club of Man United and how he trusts in them. Ten Hag said, I said we have for a team for the future, we have players like Diallo, Kobe Mainoo, Garnacho developing well. I can mention more. So, Diallo, 25 years of age at his peak. He celebrated his 25th birthday yesterday. But when you look at how he's really playing this season, he's really looking elite. And kudos to Jose Mourinho, who went ahead to spot this young lad from FC Porto and signed him at the club of Man United. You get? And he's having a very good game. And I think I should do some good video only talking one guy. That is what's the name of the guy? That is Diallo. I'm going to really come in and really do a video talking Diallo, because Diallo is one of the most improved players under Erik ten Hag, and you can as well agree with me onto that. Now, he has going to talk about Garnacho. Garnacho is a revolution. And I tell you, for everyone who is really worried, Garnacho is going nowhere. Garnacho is here for keeps. And he's showing us that he's really great. And the record of Man United, we're going to hit to start with Garnacho, Højlund, and Rashford. That's going to hit to prevail. Sorry about that. Again, we haven't gone ahead to lose a game when we haven't gone ahead to lose a game when we've gone ahead to have Garnacho, Rasmus Højlund, and Rashford start. And these players are readily available. Even after the international break, let's put it that none of those players really gets injured, and we are becoming more and more stronger. Kobe Mainoo, you see how he bossed the game, that midfield, until when Ten Hag took him off because he had a lot to do in that midfield. He almost played it alone because Scott McTominay was so much into the final third of the pitch, and this man was left isolated in there. So that team we are having is really huge. Rasmus Højlund is young, 21 years of age. You get what else? What else can really stop us from really achieving this dream? Keep Erik Ten Hag here. Let him galvanize the youngsters. Let him add in the players feels like misses this team. Trust me, we are going to compete at levels that most people cannot even think about. So, I'm very excited for these youngsters, and for everyone who is playing under Erik Ten Hag should count himself blessed, because these things don't come on a regular. Having a manager like him working under Ineos, it's been one of those moments that you have to come out and really feel okayed about. Bruno Fernandes also has something to say about these youngsters, because he knows exactly what they are really all about. But before we talk about Bruno Fernandes, let's talk about Amad Diallo again. He was speaking to, I think, BBC, and this is what he had to say. I always believed in myself, in the manager, in everyone. It was very important for me. I want to celebrate this moment with my family and fans. For United, every game is a Champions League finale. All teams want to beat Man United. To win every game, you have to play like a Champions League final. Today, we deserve the victory, and he really deserved it. Because tell me the reason as to why you wouldn't say that this guy deserved the victory, or we deserve the victory. Because even the manager of Liverpool said, we wanted it more, and we took risks. We took more risks than them. That's why we went ahead to beat them hands down. That's what the manager of Liverpool had to say. Then Bruno Fernandes has the following to say, a man who captained the team to that success. He said, we have a young squad. They need time, and when they have the chance to play, they have to show that they have the quality to play for Man United. We always have belief. The problem is we have not been consistent with our performances. So consistency has been our problem this season, but these youngsters have gone ahead to come in through and put in what we call the desired shift in here onto the United Matters channel. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Let me try to go into your comment sections. That has been the live stream we've gone ahead to do, and I'm trying to obviously plan another one for you very soon. Dan Champion, thanks for the update. We still want Garnacho. Garnacho is going nowhere, guys. Garnacho is here to stay. Then Gideon Kosigei, bored of these fake stories. Where do you expect Garnacho to play ahead of Mbappe and Vinicius Jr.? Stop this rubbish. Can I tell you something? Madrid have gone ahead to struggle with a right attacking midfielder. They're using Rodrigo, but I don't think that Rodrigo is at the level at Garnacho. Garnacho is going to show us that when it's playing to the right attacking side, he's something else. Let's all admit, Garnacho is something else when it's playing onto the right attacking side of the midfield. He's something else. So let's all admit onto that. And let's keep running to the fact that if Madrid get in Mbappe is going to lead the line, because they don't have a center forward who is certified, and Mbappe can lead the line very well. Vinicius Jr. will play on the left, and trust me, Garnacho has a position at Real Madrid, because Adagula, whom they brought in, has not gone ahead to convince all these players, So all we need is simple. Garnacho is going nowhere. Provided Ineos is here and Ten Hag is here, these players have gone ahead to really love this manager, and they've gone ahead to get improved by this manager. I think they are going nowhere. I'm having so Gideon Kosigei, Madrid need Garnacho to play on the right attacking side of the midfield. You're talking about Mbappe and Vinicius. Do you know that their right side is weak? So they need Garnacho to play that side. And Garnacho has shown us that he can really thrive that side. So, Mkundi Benald, good afternoon, brother. Thanks for the updates. But to me, I think those are just stories. Man U management can't sell Garnacho next season, but I will never say never because anything can happen. They cannot sell him, but there is interest from Real Madrid. It's genuine. The interest is genuine. It's genuine because every team in the world would like to be having a Garnacho. 19-year-old, performing at that level. You just really want a player like him. So, I think United cannot sell Garnacho, but these teams can continue to obviously push and push and push and push. Because Real Madrid has that bullying mentality, you know. They had done to very many Premier League teams way back. And they want to continue bullying right now, yet they cannot. Diallo Chizoba, good afternoon, my brother. Ensa Toure, as I'll say it again, Mr. David, players have continued to run for the team. Yeah, they are really running, and we want to see them run more and more and more and more and more. Happy Chris, good evening already. Let's keep Ten Hag. He's going to deliver more to the club. Yeah, he's going to deliver a lot. And I see no reason as to why someone can come out and say Ten Hag should be sacked. I don't want him to be sacked because when you look at the core of the club of Man United, he's being built on the youngsters. Lisandro Martinez, 25 years of age. Diallo, 25. Kobe Menu, 18. Garnacho, 19. Rasmus Højlund, he's just 21. So, if we look at Mason Mount, we probably that he gets in that team is just 24, 25. We just need to get in more players that can really give us efficiency. Like getting a CDM that can come and compete in with Casemiro, like at the age of 24, 25, you know, 23, like Zubimhendi in there for you. You get another striker that can come in and really compete with Rasmus Højlund, a striker who is like 23, 24, 25 years of age. You understand? That's what we need at the club of Man United. Though, if we sell Jadon Sancho, there will be a void for a person to compete with Rashford. That means we should get in a striker who can play on the left attacking side of the midfield and as well in the line, like Anton Martial has been. We need him to be here to do the needful. So I think Ten Hag has to be here. Ronald Tusime, thanks for the updates. Thank you for watching through, my brother. But that's impossible now. Garnacho is going nowhere. I've told you, Garnacho is going nowhere. And let's all admit, he's going nowhere. And I don't see anywhere Garnacho is going. He's here for keeps. And the player is excited to be here at the club of Man United and is going nowhere. So I don't see this guy leaving the club of Man United. He's here to stay and is going nowhere. Marcus Rashford had something to say before I really call it the first video of the day. He said that listen to the noise. You can tell what a big game it is. A huge occasion. I haven't had the season I wanted, but nights like this at Old Trafford are what it's all about. I had to score that chance at the end. I wish it was done half an hour ago, but we got the job done and we have to get something out of this season. Today represents what it always has to me. It's a massive game in the history of Man United. It gets us through to the semi-finals, but even a normal game against Liverpool, we have to win. So, I've always told you that after Marcus Rashford came up and really put up such a story that he needs to obviously come in through and do the needful when it comes to Man United. You remember that? You know? You remember that? I think it was, when was it? Before we played against Man City. And ever since he put up that statement, Marcus Rashford has been totally a different player at the club of Man United. He has come in through and scored in 3 consecutive games. He scored against Man City, he scored against Everton, and here he comes to score against Liverpool. If there is something that Marcus Rashford would have gone ahead to wish, is a break off to go to the international break. But he might find himself going ahead to score against Brazil and Spain, those two teams that England is going to be playing on Saturday and mid next week. So that is really very important for Marcus Rashford. The shift is going to hit to put in. if he gets going, creating chances, because in that game of Liverpool, he was not really selfish. We saw him putting in cutbacks, and trying to really do what we call the interplay. Very good, linking up with his fellow players. And that's what I want from Marcus Rashford. I don't want to see him a selfish player. So, he never got very many chances. Out of the 2 chances he got, he killed off 1. That's clinical of any player. So, I just pray to it hard that he comes back fresh and fit, continues to hit the ground running when England is playing Spain and Brazil. So, I will be really honored to see him really do the needful. So, that's what I had for you here. Smash the like button, close 100 times, and don't forget, obviously, keep it going. I'm having Chakeleka. Let's keep Erik ten Hag. Don't dare sell Garnacho. Garnacho is not going to be sold, but the interest is real. The interest is real because Garnacho has something in him that Real Madrid sees that is going to be the biggest, one of the next big things in history, in the history of football, and they want to get it early enough. Because getting him right now, you can get him around 80 million pounds. But if you are to get Garnacho in the next 3-4 seasons, 200 million pounds have to cross from the side of Madrid to the side of Manchester United. I'm having Muinga watching live from Zambia. Garnacho swap either Rodrigo or Vinicius Jr. If Real Madrid really want Garnacho, Manchester United board should not make that same mistake they made on Ronaldo. Ronaldo left because by then Real Madrid was the biggest club in the world. But right now, the biggest league in the world is the Premier League. And every player in the world would like to obviously play in the best league in the world. And that is what we call Real Madrid. That's what we call Manchester United and the Premier League. And our trajectory is in the ascendancy. Trust me, next season, we are going to look a better side than how we're going to hit to look this side. So, I cannot even go in for any swap of Vinicius Jr. or Rodrigo. I cannot look into that. All I want is to see Garnacho develop into a player that we think is going to be. Last season, he played good. This season, he's going to hit to play better. And next season, I want to see him play more better to really orchestrate what we think Garnacho can be, and he's improving game in, game out. Sent Chakeleka, but Rashford is too lazy. Yeah, but let's give him credit in the game of Liverpool. He never really lost his head. He kept his head high. J. Henry Uganda. Hey, Aradi, it's high time the new board to keen on the new arrivals. Yeah, they should be keen on the new arrivals, and I think they're working on them. They're working on them. The list is there. And I think we're going to be having better negotiators because our CEO can negotiate such deals. Omar Berrada is working in the background. Though he has not yet again obviously his jobs officially as the CEO of Man United. But when it comes to signings, he's really taking center stage. He might be delegating certain people, like you saw John Mata and Harrison Hargreaves going to Barcelona and Real Madrid to obviously meet people there, and they're working under the orders of the CEO because the CEO will always tell you, go and do this, go do this, get me a feedback, and then I'll tell you how to negotiate on such deals. Yeah, thank you. Then Ensa Toure, we don't need Rodrigo. Yeah, I don't need Rodrigo also. I don't need Rodrigo. Even if it's Vinicius Jr., I don't want Vinicius Jr. That is it. Because when you look at the price of Vinicius Jr., it can be like 200 million euros. But in 200 million euros, I can get Kvaratskhelia. I believe Kvaratskhelia is a better player than Vinicius Jr., and he's cheaper. I think you can get Kvaratskhelia at like 80 million euros. So, and there are very many other players that are not going to hate to be signed that are really good when it comes to playing onto that side. And even Marcus Rashford on his day, if at all is consistent, he can really offer you the best. And my problem with Marcus Rashford has always gone ahead to be consistency. He's inconsistent. That's why I've always gone ahead to come in through and really criticize him. And sometimes I said he should be sold because of what he offers. That is it. So guys, thank you very much for watching in through. I go by the names of Rock and David. Feel free to go into the comment section and tell me your thoughts. May the living true God bless you abundantly. Rock and Heavy remains my name. I think we're going to do another live video, but I'm going to record something concerning Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Then later, I'll come up with the needful. Ciao, ciao. The Muslims, Ramadan Mubarak. The Christians, we cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ, who is resurrecting on the 31st of this month. I'm out. Bye-bye. For everyone who's been watching in through, I love you.